Hello learners. I am Dr. Lakshmi, Associate Professor in School of Health Sciences, IGNOU, and your counselor for the session on understanding the reproductive health system. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you. You have taken admission in a course, Human Growth, Behavior and Counseling. You all are motivated learners. The course code for this course is BSW 124 of 6 credit. And today my session will be a introductory session for this course. And as you all know, in this course, you will learn about male and female reproductive system, its functioning. Further, this course focuses on early and late stages of human growth, biological, social, psychological development. So to understand all these course components, this introductory session has been planned on understanding the reproductive health system and to know in detail about other concepts covered in this course. So objective of today's session will be, after this session, you will be able to describe the reproductive health. You will be able to explain need and concern during adolescence, which directly or indirectly affects health. Further, you will be able to enumerate the various components of reproductive health system and discuss the various concerns to be taken care for quality reproductive health. Dear learners, before discussing in detail about the components and the reproductive health system, I would like to share some of the case studies with you. In the case studies, we have used the name which are fictitious, so please don't correlate with anyone. In case study 1, you can see Ria was 16-year-old and in class 11. She had many friends, both boys and girls at school. All of us have friends in the school. Her best friend Payal had a boyfriend since class 10 and she used to encourage Ria to go out with someone. Ria's friend Rishabh came to Ria one day and told her that she liked her very much and wanted to go out a date with her. They went for a movie and Ria realized that she also liked Rishabh very much because they were in adolescence phase. 6 months later, they were still a couple. One day Rishabh and Ria were watching a movie. After they came out of the theater, Rishabh was a bit rude to Ria and they had a small fight. The next time when they met, Ria asked Rishabh what went wrong. He replied that he was upset that they were not as close as he wanted them to be. He said that he wanted to take their relationship to the next level. At first, Ria was very confused. She did not think she was ready to take such a big step. But then Rishabh told her that he loved her and that if she loved him, then she would need to prove it to him. Ria believed that she loved Rishabh and decided to take a risk. A month later, Ria realized that she was pregnant. She remembered what she had read and heard about using protection and unsafe sex, and that she and Rishabh had not used any protection. She was very scared and did not know whom to go and what to do in this particular situation. What was the problem of Ria? What options are available to her? How could she have avoided getting into this situation? Are such situations common in adolescents? So these are the questions to be thought, and in this particular session today, we will be able to decide and we will be able to help all adolescents to take a proper decision. Other case study, in case study 2, you see Kana is 18-year-old boy. One day he goes with his friends to a party. All adolescents enjoy the parties. His friends all drink beer and dance and have a lot of fun. Kana does not touch the beer. His friend Chetan drives the car back home. Chetan wants to impress the girls in a car and therefore drives fast and rashly. They crashed into a tree. Chetan and Kana die on the spot, while the others have major injuries. You see, what was the fault of Kana? He never drunk, but still he was died. It is happening now one day, every day. You can read in the newspapers the case studies like this. In third case, Rahul is a 17-year-old boy who goes to school. His parents have recently started noticing some changes in him. He has stopped playing football. He comes home late at nights and sleeps all the day and often misses school. He is irritable and constantly asking for money. His mother suspects that he may be stealing money from her purse. His school results are suffering and his principal has issued a warning also. Ultimately, their parents find out that Rahul is taking drugs. He started experimenting with drugs just for fun. After that, he became habitual and his parents have no money or courage to take their son to de-addiction center. They are frightened that Rahul will be suspended from school. So, dear learners, all these are the case studies and which are very common nowadays, as adolescence is a phase of change. From the age of 10 to 19, they undergo in physical, mental, psychosocial change, and their health is also affected. So, before discussing the reproductive health, first let us understand what do you mean by health. You must be thinking the person having no disease is healthy. But no. According to WHO, health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. You see, if there is no disease, but person is not keeping himself or herself neat and clean, not taking care of his physical health, and person is not talking to anyone, is not good, having good interpersonal relationship, so that person is also not healthy. Now our focus will be on reproductive health. So let us see what is the meaning of reproductive health. Reproductive health refers to the state of complete physical, mental and social well-being in all matters related to reproductive system. Dear learners, reproductive system is in our body, all male and female having their reproductive system, and with the age, this system is also grows. And their body changes takes place and their behavior also takes place. That we will be discussing later in the session. So, you have to understand here that in reproductive health, we have to take care of the physical, mental and social well-being. It implies that people can have a safe and satisfying sex life, and that they have a capability to reproduce and the freedom to decide if, when and how often to do so. The relationship of male and female, when the adolescent grows, the hormone produced in the body, they develop the opposite sex attraction. But the factual information, if we provide all the adolescents, like what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of experimentation, of going to unsafe sex, that will help them to keep them healthy and keep them their reproductive organs healthy to produce a healthy baby after a healthy married life. So that is why it is very important that we should discuss the reproductive health in detail. As we are discussing that there are changes happening in our body, the secondary sexual characteristics we will be discussing in today's session, though you will discuss in detail once you will be reading or learning about the reproductive system of male and female separately. Here in a brief, I have just listed down the secondary characteristics like growth spurts occur, the height and the weight increases, overall increase in all body parts include hands, legs, face. Slowly when the adolescents are growing, all these changes happens. Change distribution of weight and fat, more subcutaneous fat and fat deposit mainly around the buttocks, thighs and hip and breast. Especially like girls, they develop, their body becomes, have a proper shape. Skin becomes oily, prone to pimples and acne. Breast develops, hip widen and waistline narrow. Appearance of underarms and pubic hair. These all are a change, secondary sexual characteristics. When the sexual organs are growing inside the body, these changes are happening which are visible. Same way in a boys, the growth spurts occur, overall increase in a size. Here the males, their voice, the voice box enlarges and their Adam apples increases, and so their voice become deepens. And because of these changes, sometimes boys stop talking to their parents. They feel it is uncomfortable for them. Their facial hair appears, growth of body hair, including underarm, abdomen, chest, and pubic area. My concern for discussing these changes is because these changes are directly and indirectly affecting their physical health, their mental health, their emotional health. So let us discuss how these needs and concerns are affecting physical growth, need and concern. When suddenly they are changing, their body is taking shape. So it is not surprising that with the different speed of these changes, as the growth is taking place, the physical growth also taking place, but it is different in different adolescents. So what happens? The adolescents thinks, why my height is not increasing? Adolescents are taking it so seriously, like if their height is not increasing. And you know, some of the adolescents are so concerned, like my shape of my nose is not comfortable, the size of my hands are so big, the size of my shoes is so big. So because of all these changes, and if they are not satisfied, so they avoid talking to the people. They avoid coming in front. They avoid or even in any of the social gathering or in the extracurricular activity, they are not going. They are saying, oh, I am not so fair in case of girls, so I am not presentable. The boys will say, oh, I am not so healthy, my shoulders are not so broad, so my growth is not proper, so I am not a presentable. So all these concerns and dissatisfaction reduces their self-esteem. Self-esteem measures of the regard for oneself as a human being and sense of one's personal worth and place within the society. So self-esteem is closely linked with the self-respect. The way a person values oneself will influence one's behavior. So focus must be on building potential by identifying the strength and making use of them. Positive self-concept, the matter we are discussing here, because this self-esteem is directly and indirectly affecting the health. So dear learners, you are also in this age group, you are adult adolescents, so and you must have undergone all these phases. So that is why we are discussing that this physical growth is directly or indirectly affecting health. Psychological needs and concern. Common psychological concern due to unmet need. Unmet means which is not being satisfied. Unmet development, family issues, fear, guilt, anger, frustration, family crisis. You see, concern from childhood to adolescence. When baby up to the age of 10, the baby is very much taken care by all family members. But after that, slowly, everyone's just avoid them. They said, now you are grown up. You take your own decision. And they are not spending time together. And nowadays, when there are nuclear families, the family members are not spending time together. And they are not even listening what all problem they are having in the school. Only 2 questions we ask as a parent. Have you done your homework? Have you finished your lunch? Please go to the tuition. Complete your work. I am not going to listen any of the complaint from the school. But you see, the adolescent, they are having many issues. They want to discuss their personal problem. Then they suffer with anxiety, loneliness, depression, low self-esteem, and sometimes unmet relationship issues. Like, as we are saying, the hormonal changes happening inside the body, they are more comfortable with the peer, and with opposite set attraction develops in their body, and they have a girlfriend and boyfriend, and they feel difficulties in that. So all these are the concerns related to psychological need which affects health. Now emotional need and concern. So dear learners, emotional concerns like emotional liability, at one moment they may think their teacher, parent is the best, and other time they think they are worst. Feel extreme love for someone and extreme hatred. You also have undergone adolescent phase. You also must have felt this emotion. and it affects health. Impulsiveness, excitement, intimacy. Suddenly they become excited, not able to manage emotion, aggression behavior. So, and in all these things, sometimes in aggression, they take a decision. I'm not going to survive now. I will suicide. I will not talk to anyone. In excitement, they take wrong decision and they start taking experimentation, like we have seen in a case study. The person has started taking drugs just for the fun, just for the experimentation, and then it becomes dangerous for health. So these are the emotional needs and concerns which during adolescence they affects the health. Behavioral need and concerns, as the changes happening in their body and which is coming in their behavior. They are doing experimentation and they want to explore life. They want, and in this exploration, sometime if they are not having a factual information, like what are the advantages of that action and what are the disadvantages of that action, they go for experimentation and they indulge in the risk. As in our case study, Ria has undergone unsafe sex, and the Rishabh undergone with the drug addiction, and the Kana under the peer group pressure, he just lost his life because he went in a party and his friends were taking drink, and because of experimentation and show off, they were driving rashly. That independence versus dependence for guidance. So dear learners, these all are the behavioral needs which affects the directly or indirectly the health. Now, sexual need and concern. Adolescents having sex early are at greater risk of early pregnancy and health problem. We are talking about reproductive health. When reproductive organs are growing, so we have to take it very seriously and we should not indulge in unsafe sex and the harmful activities which affects our reproductive organs, because there are the chances of HIV infection, AIDS are becoming more common. Sensitive support, clear guidance, and accurate information about these different aspects of sex are essential. And who will provide this information? This information will be provided by parents, in the school, family doctor, and family planning clinics. So all these are the needs and concern. Another thing, cognitive transition. When adolescents are growing, early adolescents 10 to 14 years, they are just enjoying their changes. After that, middle adolescents, when they decide that what to do in future, they start taking decision for their life. And in late adolescents, they fix that, okay, I'm going to become a doctor because if I'm taking a science. If they have taken commerce subjects, they are going to do a finance related job. So this cognitive transition is also taking place in the adolescence, and it is affecting their scholastic life, and stress is increasing. So if adolescent is healthy, they will be able to manage this stress. So now we have discussed the health and the various issues and concern which are related to growth and development. Now we will see the reproductive health system. So in reproductive health system, we say that it is a state of physical, mental and social well-being related to reproductive system. You see, when the adolescents are growing or any boys and girls are growing, the changes are taking place in their body and the behavior is also changing. But they have to control their emotions. The small child is crying for a toffee, we will provide them a toffee. But if a 18-year boy is crying that he want to have a relationship with that girl, that will not be acceptable, because that is not a socially accepted behavior. In that situation, we have to teach the adolescents what all are the socially accepted behavior and what all are the side effects and what all are the disadvantages of all those risky behavior, using drugs, doing unsafe sex, just missing the tuition classes and going for the movie. All this will affect their scholastic career, and further it will affect their future. They will not be able to achieve the goal which their parents or which they have set for themselves. So reproductive health system includes reproductive and sexual health services, access to family planning and contraceptive methods, safe pregnancy and child care, prevention and treatment of sexually transmitted infections. Because if in any stage, if any of the couple is having this infection, so government is providing them a treatment facility for both the couples, male and female, to keep their reproductive health in a quality way, and so they can enjoy their life. Understanding this system involves the knowledge of male and female reproductive organ. So dear learners, now you understand why in this particular course we have covered the male and female reproductive organs, the hormone cycle, the sexual development, and the prevention of reproductive health problems, because it will help you to understand how you can keep yourself reproductively healthy. So reproductive health system, by now you must have understood, it covers biological, medical and social aspects that relates to an individual ability to reproduce and maintain a healthy reproductive life. It involves both male and female reproductive organs as well as the broader healthcare infrastructure that supports the reproductive wellness. There are many problems which adolescents may have, like if the girl is having menstrual cycle and she has some problem, if she is missing a period anytime or she is getting overweight, so in that situation the parent has to support her to visit to the gynecologist that she may have a PCOD problem which can be rectified. The boys are the population, they are not very open to discuss their problems. So it is requested you should talk to your parents openly, and you should also discuss your problems with the parents and to solve if it is affecting the health. Government and organizations like WHO, UNFPA and National Health Services play a critical role. They are providing all the services. Nowadays, reproductive, child health plus adolescent is a policy, RCH, and maternal health is covering the adolescent health services also in all tertiary care setting. There are clinics, adolescent clinics, where you can go and resolve your issues, providing universal access to reproductive health services, creating policies that supports gender equalities and reproductive rights. So all these are the government role. They are very well doing. There are many programs and many yojanas are there which are supporting the adolescents and which support gender equality, ensuring healthcare providers are trained and facilities are equipped. So these all are the efforts which are being done by the public health and government. Why it matters? Why we are discussing? Why we are again and again discussing that these are the changes happening and these are the behaviors where you may indulge? Because we want to empower individuals, especially women and girls. They should know what all are changes taking place, how to say no to your peer if any peer pressure is there. Okay, so that is why we are discussing all these issues here. Reduce maternal and infant mortality. You see, if reproductive organs are not healthy, the mother is going to have that baby for 9 months and 7 days. If her uterus is not healthy to take care of the baby inside the womb, there will not be a healthy baby delivered. So there will be infant mortality and there will be many health hazards to the mother. So that is why we are discussing that person should take care of their reproductive health to reduce maternal and infant mortality, prevent diseases and unwanted pregnancies. If we will have a proper knowledge, so when we can have the baby, so we will plan the pregnancy, and then if it is unwanted pregnancy, person cannot afford it and not using any protection, so they will have to go for abortion services, but it affects their health. Support population control and sustainable development. That is why these matters are being discussed in a course curriculum, the how to keep the quality reproductive health. Now, what are the key components of reproductive health? Till now, we have discussed the health and general growth and development. In reproductive health, the physical well-being means the male and female reproductive organs and their ability to function correctly. This includes the production of egg and sperms, egg in the female and sperm in male, hormone regulation, and ability to carry a pregnancy to term that we have discussed. So it covers physical well-being. Mental and social well-being, a state of mind where individuals feel comfortable and confident in their sexual and reproductive lives, free from fear and discrimination. It also involves the ability to have satisfying and safe sexual practices. So now we have discussed in the beginning, the definition of the health is complete physical, mental and social well-being. And in relation to reproductive health, the relation is this, that we have to keep our organs healthy, we have to keep our mind free of tension, that we have if we are using the protection, and if we are living the satisfying life, so we will be healthy person socially also. Informed choices, the right and ability of individual to make informed decision about their reproductive health, including family planning, contraception, and number of children they wish to have. It is a decision of that married couple only, that how many babies they can have. So that is also a key component of reproductive health. Reproductive organs. Now we will discuss the factors included in reproductive health. The first and the foremost is reproductive organ. The complex structure of male and female system, including organs like ovaries in a female, testicles in male, uterus and hormone glands. All this should function properly. Then only there will be a normal growth, and in future the couple will be able to produce a healthy baby. Hormonal cycle. The interplay of hormones such as estrogen and progesterone that regulates the menstrual cycle and prepares the body for reproduction. So these hormones inside the body of the girls especially, and the boys also, they also play their role, and all these changes happening in their behavior or in their thoughts is directly or indirectly related to hormones also. So that cycle also should work properly. Then sexual and reproductive process. Ability to have a safe and satisfying sex life and capability to reproduce. These all are the factors included in reproductive health. Family planning and contraception. Once the couple don't want the baby, they should have access to effective, acceptable and affordable method of family planning to regulate their fertility. Okay? And once they have a baby, mother has conceived, the woman has conceived. So there should be a facility for safe care during pregnancy, childbirth and postpartum period. Nowadays, the moment a woman knows that she is pregnant, she has to get registered at a healthcare setting, and at healthcare settings she gets some medicine like folic acid just to prevent congenital anomalies in a baby. So this is also important factor included, like maternal and perinatal health services are available in a system. So person has to go and avail those services for healthy reproductive life. Then prevention of sexually transmitted infections. This is also a very important factor. Awareness and access to prevention and treatment services for sexually transmitted infections. Dear learners, sexually transmitted infections are those infections which are transmitted through the sexual relationship, either from male to female or female to male. So why this reproductive health is important? Because we want to prevent all these infections, okay, and have a quality of life, enhance the person's overall well-being, and contributes to a higher quality of life for individual and community. See, in the beginning, we have discussed the definition of health, the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. And reproductive health has all these aspects. If we are taking care of our reproductive health, we will be socially, mentally, and physically healthy. and which will be visible. Another factor is informed decision making. Informed decision making, if you are aware about all the services available, about all the changes happening in you, and you are able to control your emotions, so empower individual to make a responsible decision about their bodies and their families. So this is also the thing that we should talk openly, and so that the people, those who are concerned for their reproductive health, will be able to make an informed decision. Then public health, another factor. A healthy population requires attention to reproductive health, including awareness of STIs, safe sex practices, and responsible reproduction. So dear learners, all these were the factors included in reproductive health, and the major factor is informed decision. An informed decision the person will be able to take once he is aware about all the growth and development, about all the behavioral changes, about all the needs and need and concerns happening in the adolescent phase and further in late adolescent and adulthood. So now we will discuss the reproductive health services which are available to support informed and healthy decision. First one is contraceptive services. In contraceptive services, the barrier methods, like these are the services which eligible couple, the married couple, can use just to prevent the pregnancy. They can use condom, the males can use hormonal method, the women can use the pills or implant, which with the help of healthcare worker, they can approach to the healthcare setting established by Government of India in their near residence. And intrauterine devices are also for the female. Then emergency contraceptive. Emergency contraceptives are the medicine which are being given by the healthcare professional to a women undergone the unsafe sex. So my message to all the adolescents and the young adults, don't use this emergency contraceptive as a family planning method. Like if suddenly they have unsafe sex and they go to chemist and take this emergency contraceptive. No, the emergency contraceptive should be taken with the consultation to the health professionals. And natural and permanent method. The natural method, like in the menstrual cycle, we have discussed that there is egg formation in a women take place. There are the fixed days in which the egg formation takes place, and after some days the egg gets died. So there are safe period where women have a sexual intercourse when egg formation is not there, or egg at the stage of die. So that also will be discussed in detail when you learn about the reproductive system. So these are the contraceptive services. Then maternal and child health. So once the eligible couple, married couple, wants to have a baby, they can go ahead, and once the women become pregnant, then antenatal and postnatal care services are also available. Safe delivery services and newborn screening and immunization services are also available under the reproductive health services. STI prevention and treatment, like HIV/AIDS testing and counseling services are there. Treatment for common sexually transmitted infection, chlamydia, gonorrhea. These all services are available in government setup. And the important thing is that in sexually transmitted infection, both male and female, the couple should get the treatment, because if only female is getting the treatment, again if infection is transmitted by male, again she will catch that infection. So in the government setup or in any of the sexually transmitted infection clinics, both couples are requested to visit and take a medicine. Then fertility services, infertility counseling and treatment. If their reproductive organs or hormones have any problem and they are not able to conceive a baby, so that infertility counseling services are also available. Assisted reproductive technology, ART facilities are also just to facilitate the couple to have a baby, their own baby. Now, mental and emotional well-being. Reproductive health is not just physical, it includes psychological well-being also. Since beginning, we are discussing that the health is not only presence or absence of disease. Our psychological aspect is also covered in healthy. If we are satisfying, if we are well informed, if we are enjoying our life and all the changes happening in the body, so we will be mentally healthy. Counseling for unplanned pregnancies. Our facilities are available in a counseling centers, in a hospital or in a healthcare unit. Support for gender identity and sexual orientation. Addressing traumas. If someone has undergone sexual abuse or gender-based violence, for that also the facilities are available. Legal and ethical aspects. There is a need to be informed about consent and age of sexual autonomy. Right to privacy in reproductive health matters. That is also legal. Like, we cannot just openly speak about any of the, if any, that confidentiality has to be maintained by health professionals. Abortion law and its accessibility. Gender equality and reproductive rights. Protection against sexual exploitation and abuse. For all these, there are laws. That is why the people are able to behave properly. So, and all are following this law. And if anybody indulge in that activity, they get punishment accordingly. So, the significance of discussing here that there are legal and ethical aspects also in reproductive health, which everyone should follow. Now, from today's session, what all take away messages, tips you can take, like the person should be stay informed. Use reliable source for reproductive health information. You cannot just especially adolescents, they get the information among their peers. No, the parents and teachers should be involved in that to provide them a factual information to make them stay informed. Practice safe sex. Use protection and get regular health checkups. If you are eligible couple, you want to enjoy your healthy sexual life, so accordingly you can plan your pregnancies. Respect boundaries. Consent is crucial in all relationship. So that all couple, they should respect the consent and they should take a consent. They should not go in an unwanted relationship. Okay. Support equity. Advocate for reproductive right for all genders. Break the stigma. Talk openly and responsibly about the reproductive health. So, in this course, you will be discussing in detail about the growth and development and various theories also in other sessions. So, try to be correlate all these aspects and to become a healthy personnel. For in today's session, the reference we have taken from the IGNOU study material of Certificate in Adolescent Health and Counseling, some government health portals also, and World Health Organization website. Thank you.